Okay, good evening. Welcome everyone to the December 4th Board of Education meeting. I would like to call this meeting to order, and we will begin with the invocation. Mr. Sides.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to introduce our chaplain, Reverend Vic Weaver.
Let us pray. Father in heaven, we thank you for this opportunity to gather tonight, and we thank you for this Board of Education and for the new members that will be sworn in tonight. We ask your continued blessing on this group of people that have come and that have given of themselves in elected positions to fill spots so that they can further the education and the community as we move forward for these children and for our staff at these schools. And Father, we ask that you would just continue to be with us as we support them and them as they work tirelessly for us. During this season, we give you thanks, and we thank you for everything you do for us, but most of all, for your son, Jesus. And we ask this in his name. Amen.
If everyone would please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Ms. Chloe Barbu from Marvin Ridge High School will be leading it for us.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Where'd she go to? Oh. We will now have the swearing in of newly elected board members, and I will turn it over to Mr. J.R. Rowell.
All right, congratulations to all the new members and the one new member and then the other members who were reelected. I believe that's Ms. Heintel, Mr. Sides, Ms. Merrill. They were all reelected. And Mr. Kiker was elected for the first time. I always tell people, it's my job to swear you in, and then later you'll get sworn at. So if y'all would all come forward, I don't know if you have your own Bible or you got members of your family that want to hold the Bible for you or come up here with you, that's good. And I've got some extra Bibles if you need a Bible. All right, is everybody ready? All right, I'll just read the oath, and after each section, if you do, just say I do. It makes it easier that way instead of y'all repeating after me, okay? Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States, so help me God? Do you further solemnly and sincerely swear that you will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of North Carolina and to the constitutional powers and authorities which are or may be established for the government thereof, and that you will support, maintain, and defend the Constitution of said state, not inconsistent with the Constitution of the United States, to the best of your knowledge and ability, so help you God?
I do.
Do you further swear that you will well and truly execute the duties of the office of member of the Union County Board of Education according to the best of your skill and ability and according to the law, so help you God?
I do.
All right, congratulations. Let me get y'all all the new members, come up and let me get your signature on the oath, please. Sure. I got 3 copies there. I got one for you too, sir. Right on the same, 3 copies. Yeah. All right, thank you, sir. You gonna sign yours, Gary? Thank you, sir. Kathy, step on up here. Yeah. Got 3 copies for you there, young lady. I hadn't seen you on so long.
I know, right? All of the.
But yeah.
You got your hands full. Handful.
To the school board, thank you for letting me come and swear the new members in. It's always an honor. And thank you for the job that you do for our county.
Okay, board members, that brings us to election of officers. I will turn it over to our superintendent, Dr. Houlihan.
Thank you. Nominations are now in order for chairperson of the Union County Board of Education.
I nominate Melissa Merrill to continue as our Board of Education Chair.
I'll second that.
Okay, Melissa Merrill is nominated. Are there any further nominations?
Move that the nominations be closed.
Second.
Okay. Where am I? Okay, nominations are closed and we'll take a vote. So all those in favor of Miss Melissa Merrill continuing to serve as board chair, please say yes or raise your hand. Aye. Okay. Congratulations. I'll turn it back over to you. It's unanimous. Congratulations.
Okay, board, nominations are now in order for a vice chairperson of the Union County Board of Education.
I would like to nominate Ms. Kathy Heintel for vice chair.
I move that the nominations be closed.
Need a second,
I'll second that.
okay? Are there any further nominations or you want to close?
I'll make a motion that the nominations be closed.
Okay. The candidate will be voted on. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And that was unanimous. Okay. Congratulations, Mrs. Heintel, as our vice chair. Okay. I will turn this back over to you. And are you, you want to sit there for tonight? Okay, okay. We will probably do new seating assignments for January, okay? Board, let's begin with the approval of the agenda.
I move that we approve the agenda.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay. And we will now have the John H. Crowder Service Award. Board members, if you would please walk around, and I will turn it over to Board Member Candace Sturdivant.
The late John H. Crowder spent more than 30 years serving the children of Union County. As a living tribute to him and his legacy, the Union County Board of Education awards the John H. Crowder Service Award every month to an outstanding high school student who was making a difference in their community and school. Students who receive this award are not only academically successful, but also have an established history of community service. Tonight, we award the John H. Crowder Service Award to a very, very special student at Marvin Ridge High. Will Jacob Plute please come forward? Is it Plute? Yes. All right. Jacob is the founder and president of the Turning Point Club at Marvin Ridge High. In his role, he coordinates volunteers and fundraising efforts to support Union County domestic violence shelters. He is also the vice president of his school's Beta Club and Interclub Council, president of the Marvin Ridge High Fellowship of Christian Athletes, as well as an ambassador and mentor at Marvin Ridge Middle School, in which his role, he assists middle school students with their transition to high school. Pretty special. Additionally, Jacob participated in the West Point Summer Leadership Experience and has been selected to be a Boys State delegate. After high school, Jacob aspires to continue his family legacy of military service by attending one of the nation's military academies or joining the ROTC while attending another university. The Board of Education is very proud to recognize Jacob Plute as the December recipient of the John H. Crowder Service Award. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good evening. The Union County Public School Employee of the Month Award recognizes employees who teach in non-teacher, non-certified positions. It was created to honor those who have exemplary work and performance, those who promote positive morale, or possibly those who demonstrate initiatives and creativity that improve the operating efficiency of their department or the district. Individuals can be nominated based on their performance, their customer service, or an individual incident that merits commendation. Our December recipient is Laura Rosen, a bus driver for Sandy Ridge Elementary. Sandy Ridge Elementary Principal Emily Craftsman will now come forward to recognize Laura for her accomplishments.
Mrs. Rosen has a proactive approach to her job as a bus driver. She has reached out to administration on numerous occasions to problem solve and ensure her bus is safe for all students. Ms. Rosen goes above and beyond each day to encourage her students on her school bus. She refers to her bus as her classroom and is always sharing positive stories with school staff about how she is making connections with students. For each student's birthday, she spends hours creating beautiful and unique art pieces to show them how special they are to her and our school community. We are so blessed to have Ms. Rosen's positive attitude each day. She truly empowers the students on bus 455. I will now read the Employee of the Month proclamation from the Board of Education and Dr. Houlihan. Whereas the Union County Board of Education values the hard work of each employee within the district, whereas performance is an essential part of district operations, whereas Laura Rosen exemplifies the performance, dedication, and teamwork essential to the success of the district and its students. Now, therefore, we, the Board of Education for Union County Public Schools, and Dr. Andrew G. Houlihan, Superintendent, hereby proclaim Laura Rosen as the Employee of the Month for the month of December 2018.
Good evening. Every year, the U.S. Department of Agriculture encourages and rewards outstanding practices in schools and in school food service authorities in the Southeast region. I am pleased to announce that the UCPS School Nutrition Services staff received a USDA Best Practice Award for their use of social marketing. At the 2018 Annual Conference for School Nutrition Administrators, our school nutrition services team was recognized for their original and creative school lunch marketing efforts, effective strategies for reaching children and their parents, improving messaging about school meals, and emphasizing the importance of eating a healthy breakfast or lunch. I'll also add that the school nutrition department is part of Operations Shop, and I'm glad to see Denise and Sally here tonight. Sally, Denise, come on up. Tonight, we're also honored to recognize our outstanding athletes who have recently earned national and state recognition. Will Sun Valley High football coach Ted Balcom please come forward to recognize your student athletes?
Good evening. Thank you. My name is Tad Balcom. I'm currently the football coach at Sun Valley High School, and I want to say it's been a pleasure so far to be a teacher and coach in this county since 1985. I'm very proud of that. It's still going. Tonight, I'm honored to present to you Sun Valley High School senior and varsity football quarterback Sam Howell. December 15th, coming up, I think that's Saturday week, he will participate in the North Carolina-South Carolina Shrine Bowl game as one of the active players. Very, very few selected there. And that will be down at Wofford University. Sam is one of the nation's top 100 football seniors to be selected to participate in a 2019 All-American Bowl, the most watched high school all-star event that draws more than 4.5 million annual TV viewers. The All-American Bowl staff recently presented Sam with his jersey during an assembly at Sun Valley. Later this month, he will travel to San Antonio, Texas, to play in the bowl game, which will air live on January the 5th. 2 weeks ago, Sam set the state record in our first playoff game against Cox Mill. That stood for quite a while. Total rushing and passing yards, Sam set the record at 17,036 yards. And I did a little bit of math before I came over here. I know you don't think football coaches could do math. That's 9.7 miles of going up and down a field that's 300 feet long. Now, sometimes he was running for his life, and sometimes he was running to do what he always does best, and that's to get to what we call the promised land and score touchdowns. Sam is currently verbally committed to Florida State University, where he plans to be a mid-year graduate. Right after he plays in the bowl game, he'll graduate, and he plans to enroll and be an active pursuer of the starting quarterback position wherever he goes. We're extremely proud of him at Sun Valley and Indian Trail, and obviously in Union County. Sam Howell.
My name's Brooke Hammers. I'm the head volleyball coach at Marvin Ridge High School. I'm pleased to announce the Marvin Ridge High School volleyball team who won the first ever 3A volleyball state championship in Union County. We are very excited. We've had a great run. I know I'm missing a couple of girls today, but I would like to recognize the following individuals that are here today. Allie Fulmer, Chloe Barbu, Sharia Madhabram, Reagan Baylog, Paige Buttry, Maddie Gravlin, Lexi Thomas, Adriana Jordan, who set the assist record for the state of North Carolina this season. I would also like to recognize my assistant coach, Joy Owens. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Kirk Walsh. I'm the Cuthbertson High School cross-country coach. Been coaching in our system for 7 years now. We've got a couple of things to acknowledge tonight, an individual award and a team award. Before I do that, I want to give some thanks to our families and to our administration, Mr. Jeff Stout. We have had tremendous support at Cuthbertson High School for our running programs. Both ourselves and our track and field programs. And we couldn't do it without our community and our administration support. So thank you guys so much. You know, I think the football guys are out of the room. So for all of you who were impressed by Sam's 9.5 miles that he ran, the young ladies you see sitting in front of you, who look very sweet and unassuming, all of them ran on average about 750 miles from the time we started running over the summer until the time we walked off the course at States this year. It's a tremendous amount of sacrifice and pain that they endure to do what we do, but it also is the thing that shapes them into the people they are and the family that they are. So without further ado, and at risk of crying because I've been known to do that, I won't. We're going to start with an individual award, and this is a team sport. Make no mistake about it. This is a team sport, and we are completely focused on each other. But there also is an individual element, and there is, in our sport, one state champion, one individual state champion every year. And that individual state champion happens to run for Cuthbertson. Madeline Hill was not just the state champion. She was the Union County champion this year, the SCC conference champion, the two-time regional champion, and the state champion after a third place last year. She's only a sophomore. Madeline Hill, state champion. And for the team themselves, we've been going for a while. These guys have finished runner-up the last 2 years. This year, they finally got to the summit of the mountain and they won it all. They faced 172 teams this year. So a lot of our meets are, you know, we'll run against 30 schools. We try and target big meets. They ran against 172 schools this year, and they finished with a record of 167-5. So that's who you're looking at here. Going down the line, our state champion, Cuthbertson Cavaliers, Delaney Patterson. Charlie Montalvo. Tori Bridgeforth. Leah Helms. Caitlin St. Hilaire. And Maria Blazik.
Dr. Houlihan, Board of Education, that concludes our recognitions for tonight.
Okay, board, that brings us to public comments, and we have one person signed up for tonight. 30 minutes has been allotted for public comments. Community members wishing to speak during public comments should state their name, address, phone number prior to making any other comments. The board will not hear in open session complaints about the performance of school personnel, personnel issues, or confidential student issues. Individuals may address the board for a maximum of 3 minutes. Any person who is appointed representative for a group may address the board for a maximum of 5 minutes. Should a community member wish to seek information or share items that may not be shared during public comments, our staff are available to address your concerns or provide information. Dr. Chris Barnes, Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources, Dr. Brad Breedlove, Chief Academic Officer, and Jared McCraw, Assistant Superintendent of Student Services, are here to assist. Would Rosemarie Calroni please come forward?
Ray and Waxlaw, thank you. I spoke at the November meeting and brought up the subject of mental health, which is really impacting our children daily, which also impacts their learning abilities. But I come tonight because I wanted to introduce you to a nonprofit that I'm one of the proud founders of, which is Voices for Learning. We provide support, education, and advocacy for children with learning differences. We hold monthly public meetings where we have guest speakers. We've had a guest speaker to speak on ADHD, assistive technology, and Officer Vic left, but we even had a meeting with the juvenile justice system to discuss the school pipeline to prison. Many of those children are special education students, and it's our hope that eventually they can get the early interventions they need to provide them with the educational services. I think in society, most people are very familiar with ADHD, anxiety, depression, autism, and eating disorders, but they don't realize that those all fall under an umbrella of mental illness. No one wants to say that. It's a stigma, and unfortunately, until we start saying it, nothing is going to change. The suicide rate among our teens is really at an incredible high, and that's a sad reality. Anxiety leads to other things. So I'd really like to hand out a flyer. Everyone is always welcome to attend one of our meetings, and that's really what I'd like to say. So if you don't mind, I'd like to.
Now we will have open session meeting minutes for November 8th and November 16th.
I move that we approve the open session meeting minutes for November 8th and November 16th.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you very much, Board. And now we will go to the consent agenda.
I move that we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Can I ask one question?
Absolutely.
In regards to our calendar, I noticed for the 2019 2020 calendar, we did not highlight report cards. Like we have the legend
The pink is, right?
report cards,
Pink is report cards, right?
right?
On yours, it doesn't have the pink. Is that what you mean?
No, it does not.
It does on mine.
For the 2019 2020.
Yes, mine have pink.
We can check that and modify it and send it out to the full board if it's not, but
Okay.
Seemed like when I looked at it.
Which one doesn't?
2020.
we can easily make that change.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Sturdivant.
You're right. It doesn't.
Anything
Sorry,
else?
you're right. I had the wrong one. You're right. The
Good
1920 does not. I was looking at the 1819 that we got. Sorry.
Any other observations or comments? Okay, we have a motion and a second. So all those in favor for the consent agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. And we will now have the superintendent's report. Dr. Houlihan.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Let me begin this evening by, again, welcoming Mr. Travis Kiker to the board and congratulating Mr. Sides, Ms. Merrill, and Ms. Heintel again on your reelection. We're happy to have you join our team and look forward to working with you. UCPS is joining school systems across the country this week in celebrating Computer Science Education Week. Today, I was at Sardis Elementary School. I'll be visiting schools tomorrow and Thursday, and just to see the level of engagement and excitement that our children have around STEM and robotics and just the type of collaborative planning that our teachers have done is just absolutely tremendous. So I want to say thank you to our principals and to our team for really leading the charge in that area. It's very, very impressive. I want to let the public and the board know about a very special, unique recognition that we recently received. AASA, which is a National School Administration Network, and the International Center for Leadership and Education have come together to recognize some of the most innovative, transformational school systems in the nation. And Union County Public Schools has been recognized by this group and has been asked to join a best practices study group, a cohort of school systems across the nation in partnership with AASA this year to really look at what we're doing, particularly around our empowered Tier 1 instructional framework, and to promote best practices of professional development and to continuously increase student achievement. So this is yet again another fantastic recognition and honor. And under Dr. Breedlove's leadership, we'll be working with this group and learning from others across the nation, and they'll be learning from us. This past Saturday, we held our second annual High School Programs Expo at SPCC. Approximately 1,200 individuals were in attendance, which is more than was in attendance last year. I want to give a big shout out and thank you to Robert Filter and the Career Readiness Department for planning this and for working with SPCC to host. We've received extremely positive feedback from parents in particular that has helped them and students to really learn more about our academies and all of our different high school program offerings. So Mr. Filter, who's here, thank you very much. We're excited to announce that the Benton Heights Elementary School will be opening its Performing Arts Center next week. There will be a ribbon cutting ceremony on Wednesday at 9 a.m., followed by the first performance in their new auditorium. The school will have a community performance that week as well, and you can check the school website for additional information, but that's going to be a fantastic day. And I know that the entire community is going to be excited to cut that ribbon. Finally, it is the holidays are upon us. It means we're almost to the midway point in the school year. I want to wish all of Team UCPS a happy and safe winter break and holiday season. Please enjoy this time with friends and family. Relax, and we look forward to seeing you back on January 7th. That concludes my report. Thank you.
We will now have strategic plan update, initiative 1B, theme B with Dr. Barnes.
As you guys will remember, last year our goal was to recruit and hire great talent for Union County Public Schools. Well, this year, our second part of our strategic plan goal is to recognize and help retain that great talent that we already have here in our district. So if you look at this strategic plan, our real goal is to look at a recognition system that's more comprehensive to help increase our retention of all of our staff members, including teachers and all of our support staff as well. So right now, our current state, what we have is we have a lot of great things to recognize staff. We have the Employee of the Month program. We have the Beginning Teacher and Teacher of the Year. We have the Principal of the Year, a retiree banquet. But what we don't really have is a comprehensive overarching system that recognizes all the things that we do and provides calendars to folks to know when things are coming, and sort of a system-wide thing that comes from the district to individual employees as well. So when you look at what we're wanting to do overall, our real goal is to reduce our attrition rate, to reduce the amount of people that leave us to go teach somewhere else. Now, some attrition obviously is natural, but what we want to do is retain all that good talent that we already have here in our district. We want to go ahead and engage some corporate sponsorships to provide more recognition for our employees, and develop a customer service program that lets our stakeholders give us on-the-ground feedback of what's working and what's not in our district, so we can improve our school climates and improve our customer service to all of our stakeholders. And you have more information in your packet that gives you a little more information about the nuts and bolts of what our plans are. But that's the big scope of what we're working to do.
And I'll just add many parts of our strategic plan. He mentioned, that the first goal was around recruiting effective talent. That is always going to be a goal that will never end. And so
Yes,
I don't want
we
you
haven't stopped that.
now we have great people here. And so this is really an effort to systemically ensure that we retain them and continue to develop them.
And studies show that people will stay in a place that they feel valued and have relationships with their coworkers and with their support staff. So we want to build as many of those as we can. I'll entertain any questions from the board or from anyone at this time.
No, I think we're good. Thank you
Okay,
so much.
thank you.
Okay, that brings us to the process for filling the at-large seat held by Mr. Dennis Rape. We have policy 1-1 for anyone who wants to learn more about the election process of the Board of Education. And I have with me tonight the administrative guidelines that we will be using and have used for filling the vacancy left by Mr. Rape. I will inform the public and the board that Mr. Rape sent me his resignation very late last night, and I accepted his resignation so that he could be sworn in as a county commissioner. Here are the administrative guidelines that will coincide with policy 1-1. When a board member elected prior to 2018 submits his or her resignation, the following process will be implemented. At the next regularly scheduled meeting of the board, the chair will formally accept the resignation and announce the vacancy, which I have done here tonight. A link will now be placed on the district's website on the Board of Education page to the application to fill the vacancy. Members of the community will have 30 days to submit their application. For a district vacancy, only residents within that district may apply. For an at-large vacancy, such as Mr. Rape's vacancy, any Union County resident may apply. Employees of the district may apply for the Board of Education seat, but must resign their employment upon appointment by the board. At the expiration of the 30 days period, all applications will be placed on our district website on the Board of Education page for review of the public. The Strategic Planning, Information Technology, and Transportation Committee will convene a meeting to review the applications. That committee will recommend up to 3 candidates for consideration by the full board. At the next regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Education, the Strategic Planning, Technology, and Transportation Committee will submit their recommendations. As the nomination comes from a committee, a second will not be required. Board members may also move to consider any of the other applicants. The applicant will be considered if another board member seconds that motion. The nominees will be considered individually in the order of nomination. Once a nominee receives a majority vote, the election will then be closed. I will open it up to any board members that have questions.
I do have one I just thought of. You mentioned anybody in the county can apply. They also have to be eligible to run for office also, correct? Okay.
Okay. Any other comments or questions? Okay, so just be prepared. We will post this on the district website for 30 days to allow members of the community to apply. When those 30 days are up, this will go to the SPIT committee, which Mrs. Heintel and I will sit down and start looking at committee appointments. So board members, if you have any requests, please let me know. So that she and I, in the perfect world, I would love to be able to let everyone know maybe by Friday at the earliest or Monday at the latest what their new assignments are. So the sooner you let me know or Mrs. Heintel know what your wishes are to serve for the next 2 years, let me know what committees interest you the most. But strategic planning, technology, and transportation will be the committee that these applications go to. Any questions? Okay. What's that? No, we don't approve. We just.
No, it was really reviewing the administrative guidelines. Was the
Information
action.
only?
It was
Okay.
really, the action was to review the administrative guideline. Yep.
Okay. We will move now to policies for review.
Okay. Good evening, members of the board. As you know, we're still progressing through Chapter 3, which is our personnel chapter with the policy committee. And you have 6 policies before you tonight for review: 314, notice of vacancies; 318, staff time schedules; 322, substitute teachers; 324, student teachers; 326, extracurricular and non-instructional duties; and 329, screening of volunteers. If anyone has any questions about any of those policies, I'm glad to take those at this point. Okay, thank you very much.
I move to approve our closed session decisions regarding property purchase and the personnel agenda, including the addendum.
Second. Aye.
I'd like to congratulate Travis. Welcome to the board. And Ms. Merrill for another term as chair.
Also want to welcome Travis and also Gary, Melissa, and Kathy. Welcome back. Look forward to the next 4 years. Well, 2 for me anyway.
Just want to say that I am so happy to be here. Looking forward to working with all of you folks. And thank you so much for the warm welcome tonight. I appreciate all of you guys, and looking forward to 4 great years here with a great staff.
Okay, so Travis, welcome. We are family here on this board. We spend a lot of time together. We do great work for Union County Public Schools, and we look forward to you being on our team and helping us with this incredible school district. So welcome. And I want to say congratulations to Mrs. Heintel on Vice Chair. I know she's going to do a fantastic job, and I want to thank Mr. Sides for your service for the last 2 years as Vice Chair. So thank you. I also want to say a special welcome home to Ms. Shauna McClam our newly appointed Chief Financial Officer. We are so thrilled to have you as our CFO for Union County Public Schools. This is day 2 back. We got to welcome her back yesterday morning. I think she was in meetings all day long. So, but anyway, just want to acknowledge you. And I know Dr. Houlihan and everyone here on the team, we are thrilled to have you with us. I want to remind everyone that our January board meeting will not be on Tuesday. We normally meet, Mr. Kiker, on the first Tuesday of every month, but because of the holidays and everything, we will be meeting on January 10th, which is a Thursday. So please make a note of that, everyone. And that's all I have. Any other comments by board members? Okay, we will now have announcements.
We have a facilities committee meeting set for December 19th if we need to hold it. So just hold that date.
And that's on the 19th at what time?
Sorry, 9 a.m.
9 a.m. Okay, I like 9 a.m. And I hear staff agrees with me. Okay, any other announcements?
We will not be holding a SPIC committee meeting in December. Our next meeting will be on January 23rd at 7:30 in the PDC.
Okay, we'll talk about that. Okay, so are there any other announcements? I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.